Stop. Before you start another business, watch this video. So you might be wondering, why am I making this video today? And I'm making this video for my future self. I kind of have this bad habit that I start new businesses all the time, even though my current business is doing all right. And instead of just locking in on the current business and scaling it up and making it better and better, I just start random new ventures that I don't need to start, that just drain my energy and focus, and that ultimately keep me from hitting my goals. So if you're watching this is a sign from the universe that what you need to do is, instead of starting some random new venture, you just have to keep doing whatever you're doing right now. So for some context, recently I've been running an AI software as a service business in the self-publishing niche. Okay, basically I make YouTube videos on the internet about self-publishing, which is a business I already have experience in and that I'm still currently doing. And then I also sell a software that helps people speed up the process of creating books using AI. Now, currently my software business, last month it did around $3,400 last month, and then so far this month we've done about 2.5k, and then I'm projected, if I just continue on the same growth that I have so far this month, I'll do 3.7 to 5k. So I could make 3.7 to 5k this month if I just continue on the same trajectory, because so far we're at 2.5k. Now, over the past week or so, I've been talking about building an AI automation agency. Okay, over the past week I've been talking about building an AI automation agency. Now, the reason I've been thinking about this is because recently I've been talking to a bunch of business owners and people online about agencies and stuff, and I've gotten a few contacts in the industry, and I've talked to a bunch of people, and so I kind of have like a little bit of like motivation to start this business, right? And I've even started building out the automations, I've been building out everything, starting the websites, doing all that. But the thing is, the real reason I'm trying to build this business is not because like I think it's such a great opportunity and that I could make a lot of money in it. The real reason I'm trying to create this AI automation business is because I'm scared of failure in my current business. Now, what does that mean? I've been having like these kind of negative thoughts recently that like my business is capped at like a certain amount, or that there's not enough customers for it, and like negative kind of thoughts like that that just aren't actually true. And I know that they're factually not true because I get new customers every single day. Plus, the market size for this business in the self-publishing niche is actually pretty huge. There's like tens and tens of thousands of people who buy these softwares every month, pretty much. So the real reason I figured out that I want to start this AI automation agency, right? The reason I want to is actually not because there's anything wrong with my real business. It's not that this is a big opportunity. It's that I'm scared of failure in my current business. So in my brain, I'm like, I gotta start something new, right? And that is not good, because if I keep doing that and if I continue this kind of like negative cycle of like behavior, it's just gonna kind of like haunt me forever. And I've noticed this many times like throughout my like journey. A little while ago I was starting another software that would help software owners. A little while ago I was trying to start a venture in the self-publishing niche to, instead of going through Amazon KDP, I would go through a different self-publishing provider. Before that I was thinking about another e-commerce business. Just like random ideas that I have that I start executing on because my speed of execution is very fast and I can execute on new ideas incredibly quickly. But it's better to just allocate that super fast like execution speed to the current business instead of just starting random new things. Because here, I'm going to show you something real quick. Pretend that this circle is all of your energy, okay? This circle is all of your energy that you can allocate towards business, like improvement, that kind of thing. Let's say that in the circle you have a bunch of different lines, and each of these represents a different kind of like venture you're on. So one of this could be software, one of this could be the gym, one of this could be content creation, one of this could be e-commerce, one of these could be, what else? Social life, let's see. Another thing could be, what else? Hobbies. Another thing could be family, okay? So imagine you have all these different things that are taking away your energy, right? Imagine this like line right here. This represents the bar to success. And then you have all these different things that, in order to be successful in each of these, that have to get over this bar. So let's pretend that this little red graph right here represents success. It got over the bar. If you do 10 different things at once like that, you're never going to reach the bar of success. So let's say in business, the bar of success is 10K a month, right? And if you do this red bar and you only allocate all your energy to one thing that will get you there, you could surpass the bar of success. But then let's say you start 3 different ventures, okay? One of these is a new YouTube channel. One of these is a new software business. One of these is a new e-commerce business, right? If you do all 3 at the same time, you're going to get like diminishing returns, because you're going to be splitting up your hours in the day across all these 3 businesses instead of just forcing one to break through the bar of success and get you to your desired goal. So now that I've shown you guys, and my future self, if he ever decides that he needs to start something new to distract himself, now that I've kind of shown you guys why you shouldn't just like start new ventures randomly, I'm going to show you guys what you should do instead. So where I am right now, let's just say I'm at like, I'll just say for the sake of simplicity, we're at 3.4 because that's what we did last month. So I'm going to say that I'm at 3.4K a month income from the software, okay? It could be higher, it could be lower, we'll see. Probably higher, but I'm just going to use last month's figure, okay? So let's say I'm at 3.4K. To get to my desired goal of 10K a month by the end of the year, right? I only actually have to triple this number. So 3.4 times 3 is 10.2, okay? 3.4 times 3 is 10.2. I really hope I got that right. Yeah, I got that right. Okay, yeah. 3.4 times 3 is 10.2. So in order to hit my 10K month goal, I only have to 3x my business, okay? What does this look like? Let me show you. So to 3x my business, what could I do? I need to bring in 3 times the customers. I need to 3x customer lifetime value, and I need to 1/3, so 1/3 times churn. Churn in this business model in software basically means, if you're new here, churn is basically how many people unsubscribe from your business, like your business's software or like subscription-based thing. Anyways, in order to 3x my business, I only have to do these 3 things. I only have to 3x my customers that are coming in. I only have to 3x my customers' lifetime value, and I only have to 1/3 my customers' churn rate. So instead of starting 3 new businesses, let's say that I had 3 businesses, right? Let's say I had the software, let's say I had e-com, and let's say I had another content creation thing. I'm still going to keep uploading on here. I'm still going to, of course, keep uploading on the main channel because those actually drive sales to my software. But let's say I started another one, okay? If I started 3 different businesses, let's say my software stays around 3.4K, but in order to start other businesses, there's always like a delay time to actually like get them off the ground. It usually takes, in my experience, like 3 to 5 months to see results in a business, okay? To get to where we're at right now, 3.4K a month from the software, to get there, it probably honestly took me like 4 or 5 months to get there. That's not entirely true because I did relaunch the software, and when I relaunched, it only took like 2 months to get here. But before that, it was like 3 months to get past 1,000. So I don't know. It really took like 5 months to get here. I've so far been working on the software about 5 months total. So let's say it takes me about 5 months to get to 3K, okay? Let's say I want to get to 10K a month, and I want to do so by starting 2 new ventures, okay? Thing is, it'll take these 2 ventures take time away from this one. So this one we'll just say won't grow over the next couple months. And then these ones also compete against each other for time and attention and like inputs, basically how much work I put into them. So let's say by the end of the year, this one is at 1K, and then we'll say by the end of the year, this one's also at 1K. That means I would only be at 5.4K in 3 months if I opened up 2 new ventures and had 3 total businesses. Now, like I showed you guys earlier, if I just 3x my current business, I would be past my goal of 10K, and I wouldn't have to like divert my attention to so many different ventures. Instead of having a circle with a billion different lines around it, I could have a circle, we'll say this one right here, that only has 1 line, and it just goes up. Now, future Zach, if you're watching this and you're thinking about starting a new business, give it like at least 2 more months or 3 more months, okay? Just log in for a little while longer, and trust me, you'll see results, okay? And a new rule I'm making for myself is that I have to stick to an idea for at least 90 days, okay? I have to stick to something for at least 90 days before I change my opinion again. Because right now, my opinion changes a lot. One day, I wake up and I want to make a billion YouTube videos. And then the next day, I say, oh wait, I actually kind of want to go back to drop shipping, just selling garbage from China. And then the next day, I say, oh, actually, I want to do software again. Guys, do you see the problem with this? Across the week, let's say we have a 7-day week, right? Okay, let's say each day of the week, I'm doing a different business, okay? Each of these little things represents a different business. If I do this, that means my focus is going to be split across all of these different businesses, all of these different days, you know? And then I'm not going to make any progress in basically any of these because I'm constantly going to be thinking about the next thing. So what this means, guys, is that I've actually decided I'm not going to keep working on the AI agency because I've realized that even though I could be good at it and I could make money in it, the time and effort it would take to get my agency to 10K a month, let's say, would probably take 3 to 5 months of like full effort. The time it would take to get actually I'm going to change this. It would actually probably take more like 6 months. I'll just say 6 months. The time it would take me to get my software to 10K might only take me 3, 4, maybe even less, could be 2, you know? You never know. And I only have to 3x my effort inside the software. To get this off the ground, I would have to like 6x, and I would have to delete my software and only work on the agency, okay? Because in agency, you have to think about a lot of things. You have to think about client acquisition, okay? You got to think about client acquisition. You got to think about automation building, okay? You actually have to build out the automation automations in order to sell them to the clients anyways. You also have to think about client customer support. In software, customer support is so easy because pretty much no one ever has any errors unless there's like a bug. But for me, in my case, I only get like one customer support email, like 1 or 2 a week, maybe. It's like so easy. But when you're working with clients, you gotta talk to them, you gotta go on calls with them, you gotta email them all the time, you gotta message them on WhatsApp. It's annoying, right? I've worked with clients before, and I know that you kind of gotta talk to them a lot. There's gotta be like a lot of interfacing between your business and the client. But in a thing like software, where you basically don't ever have to talk to the client at all, it's easy. So here's my plan to 3x my business, okay? All we have to do to get me to 10K, super easy. I just have to 3x the following things, okay? I have to 3x my inbound views, and this will basically, if I can 3x how many views I get, how many impressions I get on social media, how many video views, how many TikTok views, how many people see my ads, that kind of thing. Right now I'm only doing YouTube. I did TikTok before, but I should probably restart that, honestly. If I can 3x how many views I'm getting, I also 3x customers, okay? If I 3x my customers, I 3x MRR. Now, how do I actually 1/3 my churn? So how do I take where my churn is right now? How do I make that 1/3 of what it is? Well, to do that, I have to 3x customer value. I have to 3 times how much value the customer is getting from the service. In order to 1/3 churn, I also have to 3x community engagement. Right now, my software barely has a community. Like I have like a free community on Discord, but it's not really that great. People post things. Like today, a couple people posted what they made with the software. A couple people post things every day. But I really think it could be a lot more active. So if I 3x community engagement, 3x customer value, that would like pretty much delete my churn by 2/3. It would be 1/3 times churn if I 3x the inputs that actually lower it. Same thing for getting new sales. 3x the views, that means I get 3 times the customers, and my MRR increases by 3 times. Whoa! It's almost like I couldn't get these ideas through my thick skull for like months, and now I'm finally understanding that if you just multiply the inputs, you can multiply the outputs. Whoa! This is crazy. So Zach, before you start thinking about starting another business, just stick to whatever decision you made earlier for at least 90 more days. And then if you really still hate the decision you made, then you can change, okay? But just lock in and get the 10K a month, okay? Hopefully this helped some of you guys, and maybe I helped some of you guys not make a bad decision. Anyways, please subscribe. We're trying to get to 100 subscribers on here, and I post pretty much daily on here. It's about my business journey. And as always, guys, stay excellent.